Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and this is a little bit of a new format, so bear with me, okay? So this is a continuation of the previous video that I put up where I went through the actual reinstallation of my throttle body, okay? What I was chasing after was the fact that I was getting really bad gas mileage on my V10 S8, and yes, I know it sounds ridiculous that I'm looking for better gas mileage in a V10 car, but for the past year of owning it, I've averaged about 12 and a half, maybe 13 miles to the gallon, mix city and highway driving, and I really wanted to bring that number up to, if I can get 17 or 18, that would be out of this world, okay? So I started looking around, and everybody says mass airflow sensor is always one of the things you want to look at, because then if it's sensing the wrong amount of oxygen coming into the engine, it's going to inject gasoline that is not the appropriate amount, so therefore you're wasting gas that way. If gasoline isn't being burnt up in your combustion chamber, then also carbon can build up that way as well. So all sorts of stuff could go wrong if your mass airflow sensor isn't working, okay? So that's the first thing that I looked at. And a new mass airflow sensor for the D3 S8 is approximately $250. It ranges from like $220 to $275, okay, depending upon where you get it from. I've seen it really cheap on ECS, but I buy everything off of FCP Euro because of the lifetime warranty. But in this instance, I went a different route. I actually bought an airbox, okay? I'll show you. So the airbox that I purchased is actually this particular one. This is the left side, okay? So this is, yes, I'm sorry, this is the left side, the driver's side of the car, okay? And I purchased it because I've purchased items from this user on eBay before, and he's had really amazing quality items at a really cheap price. So this whole entire box itself, okay, without the mass airflow sensor, is approximately probably like $500 in the website, online marketplace, or going into your Audi dealership, okay? So I got this box with the mass airflow sensor for $65 shipped to my house. All right, ridiculous, right? Okay, so the mass airflow sensor is the little thing right there on top, okay? I'll try to zoom in for you right there, and it's only held on by 3 screws that you see at the top there, right? So I already took it off. This is my old mass airflow sensor, okay? So all it is actually, when you purchase the mass airflow sensor, it's this round box, and then the sensor itself on the inside. It doesn't come with this housing, okay? But the housing is only held on by 2 screws at the very bottom of the mass airflow sensor itself there. Super easy to take off and reinstall, okay? So like I said, this is anywhere from $200 to almost $275, okay? So what I did was I bought the whole entire box. I took off the mass airflow sensor and I swapped it into the car that I have, all right? So I did that for both left and right side, so passenger and driver side. I just wanted to see if I would be able to get better gas mileage with the mass airflow sensor swapped out, okay? So my plan was to actually take the mass airflow sensor off, resell this box, because I don't really need the box, even if I get $100 for it, that's better than nothing, okay? But I'm gonna keep it for now until I kind of clean it up and all that fun stuff, okay? So that was the first thing that I did, chasing after better gas mileage, all right? The second thing that I did, as like I said in my other video, is actually cleaning out my throttle body. I didn't get a chance to do both of the throttle bodies, so I only did one of them, the right side, passenger side, okay? And with those 2 fixes, a used mass airflow sensor, as well as just cleaning of the throttle body itself, all right? I was hoping that those 2 adjustments, those 2 swaps would actually get me a little bit of a bump in MPGs, okay? So I've only gone through 1 tank, all right? This is my gas receipt, okay? So I went 132 miles, all right? And I used 8.536 gallons to cover 132 miles, which averages out to 15.46 MPGs right here. All right, so like I said, it's not the best thing in the world, okay? I'm sure most people are like, so what? It's 15 miles to the gallon, all right? That sucks. But coming from 12 to 13 miles to the gallon for a year, almost 3 miles to the gallon improvement is out of this world for me. I'm ecstatic, okay? So my next plan is to now clean off the left side, the driver's side throttle body, so then that way I can see if there is any additional bump in MPGs, because like I said, I'm shooting for really, if I can get 18, I would be over the moon. If I can get 16 and a half, 17, I'm okay for a V10 400 horsepower, 450 horsepower all-wheel drive vehicle. I'm perfectly happy with that, all right? So stay tuned.